Hi everyone, this is Harry. So today I am going to design this little nice functioning calculator using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's get started with designing things. I'm using Visual Studio for coding. Okay, so let's get a new file for this. This is what we want to design. Let's start from this scratch. Okay, let's name it index.html. Okay, exclamation tab. It will bring all those headings. You don't need to type all the way. Now let's design this part. So I want to put whole thing in one block. Let's name it calculator. The calculator. Okay. So this will be the whole block. And inside this, there will be a display area and then keypad area. Let's design the skeleton of this calculator first, and then we will work on styling and then JavaScript file. Okay. We have created block calculator. Inside this, let's design another display area class. Okay. And within that display class, let's put p, let's say SEO. Okay. Let's say input item. So we can input text there. Let's keep the ID name. We don't need this part. ID is equal to, let's say display item. Okay, let's run it into our server. Go, cashier, and then input. So instead of this, so you can put as you want. I have put cashew in here, and our input box is also ready. So let's design this keys part. Okay. Let's give name for that keys block to keys. So within this keys class, let's define another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Let's take one block. Okay, let's design button first. Button 1. You see in line screen, it looks like this. Okay. Let's do second one, third one. Okay. The first block is done. Let's copy this and press. You can see second block. Similarly, you can create all the blocks, and then we will design all those buttons later using CSS. Okay. Okay. Before moving on details, so let's design this one a little bit more. This one is for a user to click on. Once user click on, then it should show something in here, right? It should supply whatever we want to supply. It should show up here in this calculator display. So let's work on creating function for that. When user to click, then it's called onClick function. OnClick, then let's create function. Let's name it append to display. Okay. Append to display function. And what we want to supply in this function is 1. When user click this button, then we want to supply 1. Okay. So what happens is when user click this button, it will call this append to display function, and it supplies 1 as an input. So Later, we have to define append to display function in order to show that supplied item in this display. Okay. Oh, it's typable, so let's make it read only. Display item, read only. Okay. Okay, so this is button 1. Button 2. Two block. Let's say 3 block, 4 block, 5 block. Okay. We have created this much. 5 block. Let's change this to I'll come back. Okay, I have changed button text up to here. Okay, now we have to change this. Let's see. We want to make it 0. Let's make it 0. 0. This one dot. This one dot. This one. So we don't need to supply. Let's change button text to square root. We can get this by using Alt 0247. 0247. Oh no, it's divide. Alt 251. There we go. Yeah, 251. Then divide all 0246. 0246. Oh, 247. Okay. And then instead of divide, we can put this divider. Okay. And del. Del. All clear. Actually, we don't need the last one. Now, if you see the calculator, it looks like this. So we will design this button now. We are pretty much done with basic elements of calculator. Okay. So first let's work on this. So from 1 up to here, this is all append to display function. Whenever we click here, then it's also here, right? But whenever we click this one, let's say if you put 2, 5 and click this one, then it should show 5, not square root. So we have to change the function for this button. So let's name it. We will create function later, but for now, let's change square root function. We are giving the name square root function. We are calling square root function. Later, we will define square root. And what about this one? Divide? Yeah, it should divide. It should append to display. Okay, this one is good. Del is something. It should clear everything from display. So let's name the function clear display. Okay, we don't need to supply any input for this function. For AC, yes, we have to. Sorry, for this del, we have to delete from last character. So it should work like backspace. So let's create function backspace. Let's call backspace. For this one, AC, it should clear everything. So it should clear display. So let's create clear display function, and we don't need to supply any value for this button as well. And last one, total. We have to calculate previously inputted numbers and operators. So let's say calculate, and we don't need to supply anything. Okay, this is what the basic parts of calculator is. Okay, then let's work on design. There are a few ways to design elements, to style all these elements defined here. For now, I'm just creating a style within this HTML file. Okay, we can simply create another style file, CSS file, and link that file with this HTML. Okay, I will do that part at the end of this video. Okay, let's start designing from this class. Let's design calculator. Since calculator is class, it is calculator. Is starting from dot. What do we want to make calculator look like? Let's start from background color. Okay, background color, hue, saturation, and lightness. Let's set to 30, color, 25% saturation, and 30% lightness. Okay, this is what we want to set the color, background color for this calculator. Okay, let's set the width to 400%. So be good. 400 pixels, sorry. Border radius, let's say 10 pixels. Overflow hidden. If it goes beyond this, then it will hide that part. Okay. Let's work on display area. This one. Dot display area. And let's change the background color for that. Let's set black. Black. Okay. Let's do padding. 20 pixel top, and then 35 pixel, and 30 pixel at the bottom. Okay. Let's do box arrow. Box arrow this 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 10 pixel. Let's put the column ball. Okay. Let's make it 15. Yeah, let's put it. Okay. Let's design this input field. Let's design the Casio part first. Okay, so since this input part is defined with ID, display item, let's design this ID. In order to style ID, we need to bring it using has, and then ID display ID item. Okay. Let's make the width 90%. It will be easy if you could put pixel as well, but if you put percentage, it will be more flexible. And when you use this calculator in different skins, so it will adjust skins accordingly. As a responsive website, it's better to use percentage. Okay. Background color. Let's say let's this one. Padding. Let's do 10 pixel. Left, right, the bottom. Okay, border radius 10 pixel. Text align left. Okay, let's make font size bigger for the display. Let's change the color font to black. Whenever we type in, then it's just showing black color. And let's make font to white to bold. Okay. Oh, Where is our SU gone? P part, display ID and P. Okay, let's change the color of that. So display area, display area, and then P. Color. That's a goal. Okay, yeah, here we go. So let's put this in the right side. Text align right. Let's put right margin right to 10 pixel. Looks good. We have designed display area P as well. And then let's move on to each. Each is class, so we will use dot for that. Just a padding equal to quantities. Okay, that's good. Let's make it a little bigger. Right. Now it seems aligning. Okay, we are done with key. Then let's start installing for those buttons. Buttons are tags, so we don't need to put anything. Simply type tag name, button name, and then curly bracket. Okay, let's the border 0, margin 0, width. Let's put percentage. Okay. Height. Let's put 40 pixel. Okay, we have to put the margin all around. Margin to, let's say, 10 pixels. That's big. Let's put 1%. Okay, it looks better now. Let's change the height to 50. Yeah, that's good. Let's send border radius to 10 pixel. Border to none. Background color to okay. And then let's do box shadow for all the buttons. Box shadow. Box shadow. Why is this not working? Box shadow. Why is not popping up? Box shadow. I don't know. Oh, I think this background color code is incomplete. Is it working? Let's see. No. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to complete this. Let's make it black. Oh, I want to put this color, not black. 3A4452. Then let's do box set. There you go. And -8, yes. Yes, -8, yes. 20 px. White. Okay. I'm going to copy the whole thing. Okay. Now it looks way better. Let's change the cursor to pointer. Cursor to pointer. Let's change font size a little bigger. Let's make it 30 pixels. There you go. Let's change the color from to white. Please. Let's change this to 26, 24. White. Let's make a font bold. Font width. Let's go to 900. Okay. We are done with this bottom part. Now let's work on button hover. Right when you hover the button, then it should change the color. Button hover. Button hover when we hover button, then change the color. I'm going to copy this. That's okay. Background. There is 0%. Let's make it 30%. Okay. That's better now. Okay. We're done with this part. Now let's change the background color to this. These are all defined within button. So let's create class to this operators. Okay. Let's create another class. Class. Let's name operator. Okay. Operator. Let's copy. Let's design for operator. Let's design the background color. Background color. Okay. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Okay, let's copy this one. Let's paste in this. Copy here. Okay. Now let's change the size of this total button. Let's create a class for this. Let's name it total. And let's define the size for total. PUTON button dot total with 200 pixels. It doesn't seem working. Total. Oh, sorry. It shouldn't be there. Since button is tagged, let's remove this point. Oh, this is going to next line. So let's make it 150. Yeah, perfect. It fits, right? So it looks like a calculator now. Okay, we are done with button total as well. So we are pretty much done with the styling thing. Let's put this calculator in the middle. of the screen. So let's define some variables inside body tag. Body margin 0, display flex, align item center, justify content center. Okay. Now we have to justify it. We have to put it in the middle horizontally as well. So let's define horizontal viewport height BS as your height to 100 BS. Okay, now it will move to the center of the page. Okay, let's work on JavaScript. Before moving on JavaScript, I want to copy whole thing, style, whole thing, Control X. Then I want to create a file, let's say a pp.js. Just paste here. Okay, we have created a separate file. Oh, sorry. I want to rename it. Is dyls.css, not js. Okay. Okay. Now we have the styles file and HTML. So let's connect this file in here. So inside this heat tag, let's link that file. Link, enter. Then if we style this style.css, it will read all the styling from this file and then change the element accordingly. This is our very basic elements. And once you link this file, there you go. It has created class button now. So it is much better, nice and clean HTML file. Okay, let's design JavaScript in here, and later we will create JavaScript file for that and transfer code over there. Okay, let's start from script. So it should go inside script. Okay, now we have to work on creating function. Here, when you should click in this, then it should activate this append to display. When you click in this, it should activate square root. And when you click in this, it should activate this calculate function, right? So in order to make it functioning, we usually use JavaScript. So let's start from here. So first, let's create a const variable so that it could save whatever is inputted by user over here. Okay. Const. Let's name it display item. Display item is equal to document name, document dot. Is it get element by ID or query selector? Since this, we are taking this input from this ID display item and saving it into display item. So let's, since this is ID, we have to select here display get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID. Get element by ID, and we have to give ID name display dash ITF. What does this mean is anything that is supplied in here, it supplies with 1, 2, 3, whatever you click here, and then that item is saved in this new variable, display item variable. Whatever is supplied to display dash item is saved in this item, display item. Okay. Okay. Now let's create functions. Okay, we have to create append to display function. Function append to display. Okay. Function. What's the next? Square root for calculating square root. Square root. Function backspace, backspace, function clear display, and what's the last one? Function calculate. Okay, now let's work on this function append to display. When it gets item from display item and saved it in here, then append to display function should supply input, this input that comes in this ID, this input that goes through this display item ID and saved in this. So we have to supply input. Once you supply input, then display item dot value should change to whatever display item dot value was stored previously plus input. Okay. This function will now display whatever we input here. This is not for append to display, right? This is different function. When you click this, it doesn't work. 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 But it works, right? So it looks good. Append to display function is working properly. Okay. Now let's work on this function square root. The square root works only when, let's say, you type in 25 and then click on this button, then it should show 5, answer 5. So we have a function, pre-built function for a square root in JavaScript. Display item dot value should be display item dot value, but there's a pre-built sqrt. This should be the function for a square root calculation. Okay. Display item dot value is math square root of display item dot value. Okay. 36 square root. Okay, it looks working. Oh, error message. So yeah, an error. So whenever there is unexpected error, then it will pop up this kind of error. So let's throw error message if there is something wrong. Okay, now let's work on fixing this error. The square root. We have to add another condition here. If condition. Okay. If is nan function is there. It's pre-built one. Is nan display item dot value is equal to nan. Then what should we do? We should display item dot value is equal to here. Okay. If this none error, if display item dot value is none, then display this error. Else put this inside this curly bracket. Okay. Yeah. It looks working. It looks working, okay? So we are done with this square root. Let's work on backspace one. Return back, this one is backspace. So Bracket space meaning what should it do when we type in? Then when you click this, it should delete this 3. When you click this, it should delete 2, right? From the back. So we have a okay, now let's work on fixing this error, the square root. We have to add another condition here, if condition. Okay, if is nan function is there. It's pre-built one. Is nan function. We have to use that one. Display item dot value. What should the value be when user click that button? It should be display item dot value dot, let's use slice 0 minus 1, meaning it will delete the index to the end of the specified portion of the string object. Is deleted. Okay, let's see. There you go. Okay, now looks good. Now let's design clear display. Clear display is pretty easy. What you need to do is when user click that button, then it should turn display into null. Okay. Okay, it looks working. Let's work on calculate function. Whenever user click this, then it calls calculate function. And then what happens is it should include all the inputs, previous inputs. We haven't supplied anything in these 3, but in this calculate, we have to supply input that was entered through this part. So we have a pre-built function eval to evaluate all those mathematical and operators. So what should it do is, so display items should be eval of display item. Okay, it should evaluate all the display items, all the inputs. 5 plus 6. Yeah, it looks working. Plus 6 times 9 minus 53. Hey, it's good now. What happens? Okay, so let's try and catch map. Okay. Okay. Let's try and try. What we can do is here, if display item dot value is good, then evaluate the function. Try catch. Else, if not good, if there is something here, let's there we go. We have now very functioning calculator. Ready? Total is equal to 0. Clear 9 times 6 is equal to 54. clear, 96 rows, clear. Okay, everything looks perfect. Okay, now I want to move this into JavaScript file. This script, Control X. Let's create another JavaScript file. Let's name it app.js. Okay, let's make it. Let's paste it. Now, if you check, it doesn't work because this function is defined in this JavaScript and this file is not connected with this one. So it's not connected. It's simply a layout and it's not being connected with JavaScript file. Let's connect that one. What can we do is we use this script and then source file, and that script is a PPS. Okay. We have to remove this here. Okay. There you go. So we have index file. It's not that long, just a block of keyboard and display area. And then we have done styling in this .css file. And then we have created JS files. And we have linked both JS and style CSS in this index using link and using script. Okay, that's all guys for today. So I tried my best to explain everything step by step in detail. So hopefully you enjoyed watching these videos. And at this moment, I would like to request you to like and subscribe my channel if you would really like to watch videos like this in future. Thank you. Thank you so much.